Hey everybody, Matt Miller here, Craft Beer Nation. Time for another quick craft beer review. Today I've got a beer that was sent to me by, actually given to me by a friend who's got some family up in the Northeast. His name is Brian Wiedemann, and he owns a great little restaurant here in Stanton called George Bowers Grocery. But he gave me a can of this Captain's Daughter. This is from Grace Ale Brewing in Rhode Island, and I'm looking to dive right into this. This thing is an 8.5% double IPA. I know it gets a little bit of press, and some people from the Northeast like it, but we're going to open it up and get it into a glass here. I don't know the freshness of this. I got this as a single can. Somebody tells me that they think they actually put the canning date on the plastic top that holds the sixers together. So I don't really have it. There's a bunch of letters on the side here, but it's just in code, so it doesn't make any sense to me. But we're going to see how fresh it is. I poured it a little rough just because I'm hurrying things for the camera, but a nice two-finger foamy head, I would say. It is just a little bit off-white. The beer is a good bit cloudy here, but that might be a bit of chill haze on the glass and in the beer as well, too. But just a light blonde color here. Let's get a nose on it. Wow, I actually get peach. I get peach in the nose here. That is an unfamiliar aroma for me when it comes to IPAs. Yeah, I'm certain I get peach. It isn't as fragrant as a double IPA would be if it were dry hopped or something. I don't know if these are dry hopped or not, but it doesn't jump out of the glass, and that again may have to do with how the freshness of the can as well. But I get peach in the nose, and that's interesting. So I don't really get much other citrus flavor to it or citrus aroma to it. Just peach and a sweet peach. Here we go. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Wow, that's a nice double IPA. I don't the malt it really okay. It's changing. Give me a second. Let it settle down here a little bit. This is malt forward in the beer on my first taste. I think it's probably psychosomatic. I'm thinking peach, so I get peach in the taste as well too. But it really starts out sweet, and then the malt pushes in and gives me lots of light sweet caramel notes, and then once that pushes away, the bitter drives in behind it. So this is a significantly bittered beer. I'm still tasting it on the back of the tongue. I don't know what the IBUs are here, but I would say early edition hops, lots of them. So, but it finishes pretty bitter here. Lots of sweet malt, lots of. Yeah, I don't get grassy anything. I get the peach in the nose, and sweet malts followed by a pretty good 70, 80 IBU punch that sticks and lingers on the back of the tongue. Boy, this is a dangerous drinkable. I think at the 8.5% I don't get. I could get in trouble tipping one of these back. It's refreshing and sweet. It's not as dry as some, but I guess at 8.5% you wouldn't expect it to be very dry. But it's sweet. It's bright. The hops, I would say, give it a brightness to it that doesn't. You think of these big malt bombs from Dogfish Head and those kind of beers. This isn't any of that. It's more on the balanced side on the front of the palate, and then as the hops push in, it. Yeah, I think balanced. It's pretty well balanced, I think, is how I would describe it. Now that I think a little bit more about it, malt in the front and bitter finish to it. So I like this beer. I like it actually enough to give it probably. Wow. If I'm not having one of those great big turbid, juicy gusher IPAs, this is the double IPA I probably go to. This kind of beer. I'm going to give this 4.25 caps. This is something I wish I had more than just one can of, and I'd really like to try one of these. It's ultra fresh to see how the aroma presents itself there. But even at how an unquestionable age, or a questionable age, I'm giving this 4.25 caps. So cheers to Grace Ale Brewing, cheers to Brian Wiedemann, and cheers to Captain's Daughter.